Hi, I'm Jack Lindquist. You know, it's pretty intimidating when somebody says, well, try to put 38 years in the next hour, half hour, what are you talking about? Because 38 years is a long, long time in reality, but in relation to Disneyland, it's a brief moment. These kids, and we got our guests, and they're gonna, if they get together, there's gonna be a problem. So we formed the line from the flagpole across Town Square and put the kids on the street. Then we started slowly marching around Town Square and telling them, there's the exit, why don't you leave? No. So there's maybe 100, 150 kids, and we take them around Town Square. We get opposite the Hills Brothers gate. We said, this is it. You don't go any farther. And we said, if you don't, we're going to have to call the police. Now, what they didn't know, we had about 400 police officers behind Hills Brothers gate. Anaheim, Fullerton, Garden Grove, Buena Park, and they were all in combat gear with shields, with sticks, and Dick Lewis, who was, we're in the line, about 8 of us, and Dick Lewis was the one that gave the signal on the radio, sending the troops. And the gates, Hills Brothers gates open, you could hear they had these boots, clump, 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 and they're beating. And they walked out, and I had this kid right in front of me. He looked like he was about 15 years old, and he was just a nice, typical, wise-ass 15-year-old. And he was saying, bring on the fuzz. I want the fuzz. You know, bring on the fuzz. We'll take care of him. So I grabbed his hair. He had long hair. I grabbed his hair, made a knot, held my fist up against his head. I said, you want fuzz? We can give you the fuzz. But at that time, this Fullerton police officer, about 6'4", is standing in front of me. I took this kid's head, put it up against this guy's back. He said, now there's some fuzz. What he has? I said, what is that? He said, that's a law enforcement officer, sir. So I said, okay, you want to fuzz? So I let go of him. He was ready to head for the main gate and run out. But there was this guy in about the 5th row was really, urging everyone, don't let them tell us what we can do. You're in charge. And they broke. This guy broke. This guy broke through our lines. Dick Lewis saw him. He takes off after him. Into the Emporium, out the back door of the Emporium, across Main Street to the flower market, where they had all the fake flowers. And we all run over to see what's going on. I get over and think, oh my God, Nudis has killed him. Here's Nudis, got the guy down on the ground. He's got his hair. He scalped him. Guy was wearing a wig. Guy was a English professor at Cal State Fullerton, probably about 40 years old, posing as a 20-year-old hippie. But, and then the police lined both sides of Main Street from Town Square to the hub, and we started exiting. We had 69,000 people that day. We started exiting our guests, giving each one of them a ticket to come back tomorrow or whenever. And within an hour, the park was emptied. There was no major battle. I think they arrested one. They arrested that professor from Cal State Fullerton. The next day, we had a lot of those people come back, and that same guy that started singing "God Bless America," he was a Marine, and he came back and he said, I'm just waiting for those kids to come back. And fortunately, nobody got hurt. There wasn't any big thing, but it said something about what Disneyland means to people. And that's always been more important than anything we do in the way of rides or shows or anything else. We really touched the hearts of people. And that day, there was no, these are the directors, that's the vice president of this. We're all Disneyland. We stripped a street through. Pete Clark, who is the director of Participant Affairs, his job was working in the restroom all day, making sure that it was clean, but also we had people saw where everything going on. And they could get in touch. They had two-way radios. For about a week afterwards, we had patrols out in the planters in front of the park. We'd sit around the planters with two-way radios, was watching people and just alerting if any strange goings on were happening. I was out there with Jack Olson, who was a merchandise guy. We're out there, we're supposed to be out there till 9 o'clock Saturday night.